Well, 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 here we are again, another day in paradise. That's what it is, even if it's the tundra. But we're here and we're doing what we do every day, which is planning our foods and, oh God, here it goes again, planning our foods, enjoying our day, and not worrying about it. There's plenty of other things that need our attention, not our worry. We don't, worrying is sometimes they say it's a debt that you pay on something you never even borrowed. So don't borrow worry. That's what I say. Watch another video, go shopping, do what you need to do, call a friend, or, trim some of your hair right here so you have all of these ends that just pop up. Oh, it's the dry winter weather, isn't it? So here we are. We're doing what we do. And I was thinking about it. Today is sheet day. So I just was remaking the bed with the fresh sheets. And I was thinking that how we get sometimes with challenges, food challenges. And my question is, and then I'll, talk more about it. My question to you is, have you gotten your food menu item list, like the amount of foods that you work with every day? Have you gotten it to such a place that it works because it's simple and you know what works, you know what's satiating, you know what makes you feel, like you've had enough when you leave the table? That gives you a feeling of contentment each day. And it makes it last till you have your next bite of food, right? I do 3 cups of coffee during my awake time before my eating my first bite time. I still call it intermittent fasting. The coffee has 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. I stopped adding the extra fats to it a while back, and it works. And I kind of like, the taste of the coffee part. It's a real treat. I enjoy it. So I have my 3 cups of that, and then as most of you may have seen or choose not to see, I have my OMAD, and I have it between like 2 and 3 every day. And today is no different. I work tonight at midnight, and so I plan my meal, and sometimes I'll make like a batch of soup and I'll freeze it in portions in the freezer, and then other times I'll do like this weekend I'm going to be cooking some ribs and slow cooking them, and so they will be there and I can have them Monday and Tuesday, something like that. Tomorrow's my meat gathering day, also known as going to Market Basket, and yes, I buy other foods and some veggies, but they have the best selection of meat, so I try to save that until Friday, and then I plan other things. And the ribs, if I don't get anything good at Market Basket, I'll take them out of the freezer and then cook them over the weekend so they're there for my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sort of meals. So this is what I'm having today. I put my food in my chronometer because it's just a habit I have. And so my calories today are 1,251 calories. My protein is 64.5. My carbs total, never net, are 7.3. And my fats are 108. And to me, that is just a delightful macro. And I don't aim for a macro. So if you're new to keto and you're like doing this macro thing, I got to get it just right. It'll come in time. Just trying to find, the eating intuitively sometimes is a great goal. Okay. Speaking of challenges, it's a great goal to have, to be able to eat intuitively. And some of us can do that, and some of us still need the discipline of falling within a range of certain. I know for me, my experience is when my proteins are 80, and today, as you see, it's 64.5, and I'm having like things that, like, to me, have a lot of protein in them. Having my protein at 80 grams and my fats at 80 grams and my carbs under 10, that works for me. Do I strive for it every day? Well, obviously not, because I'm not having the 80 grams of protein today. Try as I might. So, what am I having? Well, I'm having my Trader Joe's Radicchio and baby butter lettuce salad with some cucumber, red cabbage, and celery chopped up in the bottom of it. And then I'm having 20 grams of macadamia nut oil on it, 5 grams of Fourth and Heart ghee on it. And then over here, I'm having my asparagus forest, as somebody called it. I'm having my cup of soup with 30 grams of asparagus coming out of it. It looks like it's an asparagus forest. And that works for me. So then what else? Oh, I'm having, I think it's 3 ounces of leftover chuck roast. And then I'm having my 2 softly fried eggs on top of it. And so that will be my OMAD, and I will have that today at 2, work at midnight. Hopefully it's not Thirsty Thursday as I tape this. But so when you give yourself a goal or a challenge, are you disciplined enough to see it through? Or do you get discouraged and start bringing in old bad habits like the scale because you just want to see if you can get there, you can get there, you can get there? Well, as you know, I call us turtles, and a turtle really isn't in a race with anybody else. A turtle just goes along and is consistent and steady every single day. And it just works for the turtle. The turtle isn't trying to outdo you, isn't jealous, isn't competitive. That's kind of me. I'm not one that's going to rise to a challenge or do a trendy thing to knock off 5, 6, 7 pounds in a week with a whole bunch of sacrifice, like, the fasting that a lot of people do for autophagy. But to get to the weight loss thing, for somebody like me that's a food addict, I want my 1 meal a day. And I'm very happy and content with it. It doesn't throw me too much. And I don't get, in the old days, maybe there was a little bit of a competitive thing. And we all know what that's like. It feels like it's that way, probably at Weight Watchers, when you have, a menopausal woman up against a 25-year-old that wants to lose baby weight or just lose some weight and get healthy with Weight Watchers or something like that. And I want to run away from competition like that. To me, this is a nice solitary journey that I do with you. You share yours with me, and we find what works for us. And sometimes in our journey, it's not what a challenge sets out to do. The challenge isn't so you can sleep a full night without getting up. A challenge isn't finding the right amount of water and salts that you can have each day that seem to just like stabilize you, stabilize your mood, make you feel like you're getting enough liquids in, but not diluting anything like a vitamin or a supplement that you take, or even the good foods that you eat. The non-scale victories, you can't really have competition with non-scale victories unless it's like we're all going to try to fit into a pair of size 2 jeans or something like that. But that's kind of silly, and I don't know. As a young woman, I know that there was so much competition, to get the guy, get the job, finish the college, just all the get there, the rush to get there. And then once you get there, you're still stuck with yourself, right? So I just like my days nice and simple. I like having my wonderful chunk of time in the morning that I can give back to you guys. I like doing my videos. I like planning my food. I like preparing my food, Greg's food. I love grocery shopping, hunting for the deal, chasing down the sales. I love it. And so that's what I do. It's kind of simple. If it feels food obsessive or keto obsessive, perhaps it is, but it's like what I consider my job. I mean, it's just one of those simple things. Like, not unlike when Mike does, his videos, and he's done some research on something and he talks about it. I love his videos. They're so provoking. Or when we listen to the professionals and, great interviews with people with initials after their name, how they do it. And so we just kind of like trudge along, to take a quote from AA, the happy road to destiny, or the happy road of destiny, I guess. And it's just, but finding what works is great. And it's kind of curious that a lot of women that I work with and know from here get a lot out of their beef. They just get a lot out of their beef. They don't find the allure or the satiation with chicken or pork or fish. And so when they have beef a number of times a week, a lot of nice things happen to them, the scale, for one, but also non-scale victories, like they sleep better, their cravings are less. And it's so surprising to me, because when I grew up, it was sugar-free Jell-O, sugar-free Cool Whip or whipped cream, and a salad with diet dressing on it. Maybe an ounce or two of a meat on top of it, but it was, probably close to vegetarian, and we thought that we would lose and everything else, and now, here I am having beef 5 times a week, pretty much, except for the pizza day and the egg omelet day, and I like it. I'm satiated. I sleep wonderfully. I never get bored of what my menu is, of having the same thing 2 or 3 days in a row. And so that's how I just keep it very, very simple. I know my liquids. I know when my body is thirsty versus just having that water, because I always had that water, because I come from the school of 8 cups of water every day. Well, no, not necessarily. Just knowing when you're thirsty. Like last night, I had cracked slaw. And so, I pounded a San Pellegrino 25-ouncer afterwards. I waited 45 minutes after I ate, so the digestive juices weren't diluted. But I knew that whatever is in it makes me very, very thirsty. Today I woke up and I'm fine. It handled it. And then with the portions, I know what works. I know that those eggs feel really good, that I seem to have every day, the 2 eggs. So like when I have my shredded beef on my lettuce with my sour cream and then the dressing, I have the 2 eggs with it as well. It's a totally satisfying meal. And there's enough different things on the plate that I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and satiated and content. Wonderful words if you're a food addict and you know what it's like to have those cravings and triggers and the feeling of not enough and clock watching and all that sort of stuff. The anxiety producing parts of a diet. So treating this like a lifestyle, if you say, my keto food plan is a lifestyle, then it throws a lot of that stuff right out the window. You can calm down. It's not easy. It's a practice, just like yoga or Pilates is a practice. Keto food plan is a practice. You just get used to having what you have. It works, you enjoy it, and then there's the day. You don't have to track, weigh, or measure. You don't even have to weigh yourself. It's what works for you, your journey, your particular things that makes it so great. So that's why I love reading the comments, because the snowflake part of who we are comes out. The difference, the little thing. Some person can have a diet soda and it doesn't shake their world. Another person can have black coffee and it doesn't shake their world. Another person can go from heavy whipping cream to half and half in their coffee, and there's no noticeable effect, whether it's in the tracker or on their body. And so we learn as we go. We take other people's way of doing something and saying, I'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. Maybe that's just what I need. Or we tweak it just because that's just what we need. We get that inkling. It's time to let go of a certain thing, or we bring in a tad more veg just because our body seems to think, well, we like that a little bit better. I know I do. I was on the road to carnivory, and a funny stop happened along the way. And so it's not right for me, but I love those people that can do it. They are lucky. It works for them. Some of them have the same thing every meal. Every meal. There's no change. Others change it up. They'll have an OMAD of steak and chicken and a pork chop, maybe even 2 hot dogs. It all works. So finding your recipe, your personal recipe for non-scale things, as well as, the food items, as well as just lifestyle things. So to exercise or not, to lift heavy weights or not, to run or not, to walk fast or not. It's great. And when you integrate it into your lifestyle and something snaps and works great, it's like, yay, I like this. So share what works for you. Share what's a challenge. Share what you're doing or not doing that if you did do or didn't do, it would work better, more betterer. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto, under 20 total carbs. It just works. Thanks for watching.